hello, New Orleans. Welcome to the very first episode of Education Elevation, your monthly radio show dedicated to sharing and celebrating all things about NOLA Public Schools. I'm Dr. Avis Williams, the proud superintendent for NOLA Public Schools, and it is truly an honor for me to spend time with you today. Education Elevation is a 30-minute segment that I'll be hosting each month, and it will just serve as an additional channel for NOLA PS to share district updates and to engage with our entire community. Each month we'll feature a guest or maybe several guests to help elevate the work of the school district. And as I mentioned, it is every month, and I will share updates, respond to frequently asked questions that I receive, as well as give us an opportunity to celebrate our amazing scholars, our educators, our community partners. So let's get to it. First of all, you may have already heard that the school district is opening a new school, and I'm excited that our very first guest today is the principal of the new Leah Chase School. But before I get to a very engaging conversation with our new principal, I want to give you a few details about the Leah Chase School. So you may already know that on Monday, February 26th of this year, the Orleans Parish School Board did vote unanimously to approve the creation of the Leah Chase School. And this school will be in the building that currently houses Lafayette School. And the unique thing about it is the building itself is already named after the great Leah Chase. And so what makes this special is that it is the first time in 18 years that the district has permanently direct ran a school. We know that there's a lot of excitement from the community about this happening, and we are equally excited to be a part of this. Our new school will be rich in the culture and help us amplify the voices of our scholars and of the New Orleans community and New Orleans history. The educational programming will be anchored in culturally responsive teaching and learning, and making sure that we're acknowledging the values of the diverse backgrounds and experiences of our scholars. And this will allow our students to really own their learning and have a setting where they see themselves in their education. Our goal is to ensure that our scholars who attend the Leah Chase School develop positive self-identity, that they improve their academic growth and achievement, and of course enhance their social and emotional well-being. The Leah Chase School will ultimately be a pre-K through 8th school. However, we're opening this fall as a kindergarten through 5th grade school. So starting in the 25-26 school year, we'll of course welcome our 5th graders to be 6th graders, and we'll also add pre-K. But ultimately, we do look forward to this school being a pre-K through 8th school. Scholars attending the Leah Chase School will have access to extracurricular activities, and of course that will include clubs and field trips and enriching courses spanning the arts and culture, and of course music, physical education, as well as social and emotional support services. And students will learn from Tier 1 curriculum, and what that means is curriculum that is aimed at making sure that we're meeting all of our state standards. And this of course will apply to literacy, math, science, and social studies. And in addition to that, we are going to be one-to-one in technology, and that means that every one of our scholars will have access to a device, and not to replace teachers. You know, when I talk to scholars, they often tell us that they absolutely want to ensure that they are learning from teachers, and we look forward to ensuring that's the case as well. In terms of our calendar, we're looking at school beginning on August 6th. And this will be for 1st through 5th graders, and then on August 13th for our kindergartners. Our start time will commence at 8 a.m. and school will end at 3:45 p.m. And we are offering aftercare and as well as pre-care for our families who may need it. Our district staff has been hard at work making sure that we have every aspect of this school covered so that we can begin to engage the entire community and our scholars during our open enrollment, which will take place this summer. Since the beginning of this, we've started recruiting teachers and leaders, and the recruiting campaign has included positions that we have open for district administrators, and of course teachers, support staff, as well as making sure that we're addressing needs of our new team members. So we've already hired a chief academic officer, a director of fine arts for NOLA Public Schools, as well as the first principal of the Leah Chase School. And so I'm excited today to be able to introduce our amazing new principal, the first principal of the Leah Chase School, Miss Crystal LaFrance. Hey, Crystal.
Hi, Dr. Williams. How are you?
I'm doing just wonderful. I'm super excited about having a conversation with you, but I'm really excited about opening this new school and what this means in terms of our community and the importance of this school being named after Leah Chase. Are you excited?
I am extremely excited. I can't even contain it.
Yay, awesome. So let's get started. Let's start off by tell us a little bit about yourself, about your passion and your why for wanting to lead the Leah Chase School.
Okay, so again, my name is Crystal LaFrance, and I am the new principal of the Leah Chase School.
Yay!
I was born and raised in the city of New Orleans. I attended Lafayette Academy for elementary school.
Which I think is so super cool.
Right, I know, full circle, right?
Yeah.
I graduated from L.E. Rebouin High School, which was on Carondelet. I also attended college right here in the city. I earned my degrees at both the University of New Orleans and the University of Holy Cross. As you stated, Dr. Williams, I have been an educator for over 17 years. I started out teaching 3rd grade for 7 years, and then I later taught 1st and 5th grades. And I loved every bit of my experience as a teacher. It truly helped to shape who I am as an educator today. And so you asked, like, why wanting to be a principal, or what is my passion? And really, truly, my why stems from my experiences in school when I was a kid. In school was a safe place for me. It was a safe haven. It was where I felt seen and heard and valued for who I was, no matter what was going on at home or what was going on in my family. And so in my classroom, I wanted to create that safe space for my students.
Yeah.
And so now today, bringing that to elevating that to the principal level, and then creating that space within the Leah Chase School, where students are loved first and cared for. They feel nurtured, valued, seen, heard, respected. And that's what we definitely want for the students at the Leah Chase School and the students of NOLA Public Schools.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, so you've got a great background while teaching or being in education for 17 years. Did you have a favorite grade to teach?
3rd grade all the way. 3rd grade, they are just so independent at that point, but still so impressionable. So I really did. That was really my most favorite grade to teach.
I love it. So this is a historic event, really. I mean, when you think about the fact that it's been years since the district has direct ran a school on a permanent basis, what about this and opening the Leah Chase School excites you the most?
Wow, so many things excite me, but really, truly, I am most excited about just the new opportunities and the endless possibilities for these students and families. Students will receive a rigorous and high quality academic experience, but they will also receive an educational experience immersed in culture, in the culture of New Orleans. And they'll receive a wealth of exposure to the arts. So I'm really excited for those opportunities for students and families. I just joined in on the planning phases and all the intentionality around what's been done already, the work that's been put in by the district towards the preparation and the opening for the school. I'm really excited to see that planning come to life, and to see the impact that that's going to have for our students in our community.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you on the team to help with that planning, because it matters. I mean, we're naming this school after such an iconic legend within our community, and we want to make sure that we honor that.
Absolutely.
So certainly look forward to working with the Chase family as we move through the coming months and through the coming years with our new school. One of the things that always comes to mind when we talk about education is just the current state state of education, and particularly around the fact that there is a national, maybe even international teacher shortage. And one thing I know as an educator is that the teacher is everything when you think about it, what the role of an effective teacher. So how do you think about that in terms of our needs as we begin to recruit and hire teachers for the Leah Chase School?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That shortage is real,
Yeah.
you know. But teaching is hard work.
Yeah.
But it is so rewarding,
Yeah.
right? But it's important that we prioritize the needs and the well-being of teachers, you know, that they
Yes.
too feel valued, so that they can continue to inspire and innovate and nurture our scholars effectively.
Yeah.
We have to pour into them, you know, fill their cups so that they too can then work to fill the cups of their students.
Yeah.
So when we make the needs and the well-being of our teachers a top priority, you know, we truly are acknowledging their invaluable role in shaping the future generation.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
just uplifting our educators as valuable and so important to the impact of our students is important. And so I think that at the Leah Chase School, we will strive to do that so that our teachers feel supported and they want to be there.
Yeah, I love that. You know, one of the things that one of our chiefs has always said is that there are two jobs in education. There are teachers and there are those who support teachers. And, you know, and all of us are here to make sure that our teachers have a great experience so that they can do the important work that they're charged to do. And as a shameless plug, I will say that the district has started what we call the Joyful Educator. And we have our last Joyful Educator convening coming up on next Tuesday. So, and it's just a way for us to do exactly what you just said. Show teachers that we value them and that we appreciate them. You know, because it does go beyond just pay. You know, a lot of times we talk about teacher pay and it's important, but it does go beyond that when we think about teachers feeling valued. And at the same time, we do want to ensure that we're paying teachers. So I do want to acknowledge the fact that our starting pay for certified teachers is just over $57,000. And grateful to the Orleans Parish School Board for approving a new salary schedule because, you know, it's tough being a teacher, as you stated. And we are a long way from paying teachers what they are truly worth, but we are trying to make strides in that direction. So yeah, but I appreciate what you said about the valuing of teachers. There's nothing more important than showing the teachers the respect that they need. You know, as we think about the culture of the Leah Chase School, and going back to what I said about it being named after Leah Chase, what are you most proud of in terms of being able to honor her legacy, and how do you see that coming to life under your leadership at the Leah Chase School?
So when I think about, you know, Leah Chase and all the opportunities that she afforded, you know, to people, to the disenfranchised, the word opportunity just continues to like come into my mind. And I just really believe that in order to make her proud and her family proud, when we think about all the work that we're doing and all the resources we're putting into it, we have to remember at the forefront that the students are first, because we can do everything that we want to do, put all this into it, but if our heart is not in it for the children and knowing that what is best for them is what's going to work, then I think that what we're doing is in vain. So I think her being proud of the school and being proud of what we're doing lies in the heart of the work, and knowing that it's all about the children.
I love that. You know, we know that Miss Leah was an amazing chef, an amazing culinary artist, but we also know that she valued social justice. And she valued the arts, and so I'm excited to see how we bring that to life as well. So when you think about just the goals of the school, I can imagine short term we're trying to get in there, making sure we've got the right teachers, the right resources, and begin to set the stage for an amazing culture. But how do you view long-term goals? Like if you were to be able to look back on this moment 3 years from now or 5 years from now, what would success look like in terms of your long-range goals and plannings?
I think success would look like strong academic outcomes. We're in this work around, we talked about well-being, we talked about, valuing and setting a good culture for our students.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we want strong academic outcomes. And so success at the end would be our scholars reading on level, our scholars reaching mastery at high levels. And so truly that would really make us shine.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because as much as we want to, of course, support the arts and have a diverse level of different activities, whether they're field trips and so forth, at the end of the day, we need our scholars performing academically at high levels so they can be successful no matter what they plan to do.
Right.
Let's talk about family engagement. I know that we oftentimes say that the families are the first teachers, and I certainly agree with that. How do you view engaging families and making sure that we have a strong homeschool connection at the Leah Chase School?
Yeah, so I really look forward to hosting, a meet and greet with families. I want to get to know them. I want to get to know their scholars. I'm one who usually knows every student's name in the school, so I look forward to learning all 320 names and the families.
Yes, yes.
So I'm looking forward to that, and really truly volunteer opportunities for families to come in. Events at the school centered around Leah Chase and the family. So I'm looking forward to we're looking forward to hosting some events at the school, and really truly engaging with families on the front end and the back end, like now getting their feedback. What did you think about this event? How could this event have gone better? So ensuring that they have that they know their input is valuable and that they have input.
I love that. I love that. And it does take all of us. So if you were to I guess state your case to the community about what it means to open the school and what you need as the leader of the school. We oftentimes say it takes a village, right?
It does.
And I say regularly that the schools are microcosms of the whole community, right? So what would you say to our community at large? What do you need as the new principal of the Leah Chase School from our community?
I need community. I need you to trust the process and trust that NOLA Public Schools has your child's best interest at heart. Trust who you will have at the Leah Chase School to lead your scholars to excellence. And that is what I would leave that, trust.
Yeah, I love that.
Trust it.
Yeah, and it's a process. I'm glad you said trust the process. It is a process, and we're excited about doing this and opening a new school, but it is a first in a number of years, and so we want to get it right, and we want to ensure that we are providing a level of excellence and doing that in conjunction with the community. And we've already hosted a number of community meetings, and we'll continue to do so. We've also hosted meetings for partners, because I do think that when we think about that village, it's not just our families, it's not just the scholars and the teachers, leaders, and staff. We also need to ensure that we've got thriving partnerships. And so we do encourage anyone out there who's interested in partnering with us to reach out to us and let us know what you're doing and how we could support the scholars and families of the Leah Chase School, because that's certainly going to be a need as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap up this segment, I want to just ask you if you can give me one sentence that you would share. This is your little short elevator speech. If you were trying to tell families why they should choose the Leah Chase School, why should families choose the Leah Chase School?
Families should choose the Leah Chase School because the Leah Chase School will be the best.
Love it. I love it. Period.
Period. Drop the mic.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And you know what? I think under your leadership, you are absolutely right. And as we begin to wrap up, one of the segments that we want to have on the show is called Ask Avis, and this is where we do take questions from community members if they're curious about something at the Leah Chase School or with the district as a whole. And one question that we've already gotten is about the school mascot. And I know we've had a few conversations, but how do you view getting to a school mascot once the school is open?
I think choosing that mascot should be something fun. Something that the scholars are engaged in.
Yeah.
So we really envision the scholars having input in that.
Mm-hmm.
So once we enter school, I envision us having some competition around. Who's going to be the mascot, who's going to win. So we want to pump that up, and that'll be a way to get scholars excited around and also invested in, we chose this mascot.
Yes.
We put this sample on the Leah Chase School.
Yes,
so,
because it could be fun, right?
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, and we're starting with K-5, so we're not concerned about having like jerseys with sports teams or anything yet, but eventually, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get
and of course, that mascot would be extremely important there. So I do want to let people know if you have questions that you want to submit for an upcoming episode, it's communications@nolapublicschools.com, and again, that's communications@nolapublicschools.com, and that's for anyone who wants to ask a question, ask Avis, ask me anything about the school district or about the Leah Chase School. Do want to remind families that the enrollment window opens on June 5th for the Leah Chase School, and it is open to any student within our community, and we definitely look forward to that enrollment period happening again starting on June 5th. You can enroll in NCAP, and want to remind our families, if you were a family member from the Lafayette School, that you do get priority for the Leah Chase School. So June 5th is the day that we're waiting on to enroll. Crystal, thank you so much for your time today. I so appreciate the work that you've already done, and I'm excited to see your leadership and how you will thrive and ensure that the Leah Chase School actually is the best.
It is, and I'm committed to this work, and I'm really excited about all the great things we have in store.
Yeah, as am I. Love it, love it, love it. So as we begin to wrap up, I do want to make sure that I remind you to please pause for a mental minute. Looking at mental health and making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves has been a priority of mine since I began this role. And so when you think about a mental minute, this can be something as simple as taking deep breaths, even listening to music, speaking to or about a loved one can be a great way to check in with yourself. I oftentimes say that you cannot give what you do not have. So it is extremely important for all of us to take a moment to make sure we're taking good care of ourselves. So be sure to take your mental minute and do that on a regular basis. Also want to remind you that on social media we do have tips for mental minutes. So check that out. If you're not already following me or following us on social media, then we encourage you to do that as well. I'm at Dr. Avis Williams on Instagram and Facebook, and at Dr. Avis W on X. And of course, NOLA Public Schools also has a presence on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X as well. So follow us on social media and be sure that you stay connected with us. And again, if you have questions that you want to ask us, please send us your questions as well, so that we can get those done in Ask Avis. So as I begin to wrap up, I do want to again just reflect on the fact that we are excited about this new chapter for NOLA Public Schools. And I want to encourage the entire community to get involved. Education can be controversial. Education can evoke a lot of thoughts and opinions, and I do encourage you to check out our next episode here on May 22nd for another episode of Education Elevation, but also continue to follow us on social media so that you can be engaged. And as my final thought, you may have seen on social media my little tag called Soup Says, and what I say this time is, take time to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small. every achievement deserves recognition. So make sure you are being kind to yourself and valuing yourself. We appreciate you tuning in for Education Elevation. Thank you again for Principal Crystal LaFrance for being our first guest on Education Elevation. And we look forward to seeing you on May 22nd. Have a great day.